Hello YouTube, today is Christmas, so I'm wearing a glitter on my face. But anyhow, we have AutoStudio 3000 watt amplifier here to unbox, and we need to do these videos. So here is the box. It is quite pretty, nice box. On the outside it says AutoStudio 3000 watts, and on the back side it has a 3000 watt in 1 ohm, 2000 watt in 2 ohm, and 1100 watt in 4 ohm. So we will be making a short video here about unboxing this or reviewing this, what kind of features this amplifier has, and later on this video I will be showing the internals of this amplifier. So stay tuned for that. And some of the benchmarks of the how much wattages I have managed to take out of this amplifier. Not specifically this amplifier, but similar. Because I have this amplifier in my Opel Corsa as a prototyped version I have in there. So this is a manufactured version of that, and this is much better in many cases. First of all, it looks quite nice and a lot better. It have relaxation black anodization of black in a aluminium case. It has a AutoStudio logo here, and this is painted, but this has been engraved inside. As you can see there on the S or T, you can see the engravings, so it looks quite nice. So on the signal side, in this side, you have a input and output of your RCAs. So if you have a 1 RCA output in your core head unit, then you can hook it in here, and you can directly get it from outside here. So perhaps you can use this to go into your front end amplifier or another subwoofer amplifier, but you have in here a master input and master output also, so you can use this switch in here to allow multiple of these amplifiers be connected to each other. When this is master, as in normal in here, then these settings are in place, and the other amplifiers that are in slave mode takes the same settings as in here. So let's take these settings fast. First of all, in this side we have a gain knob from 0.2 volts to 6 volts. Then we have phase from 0 to 180 degrees. We have remote controller. Oh, did I mention the remote controller? In here, as you can see, we have a clipping light on this side, and then we have a LED voltage display on the center. So it displays 3 digits, 12.1 or 12.2 or something like that, and it has the clipping light. It is probably the best thing to have in your remote controller. It has a, I think this is on off for the, it has a nice small click, and it is I think it's on off for this remote controller, and it's linear. I think it does not have any clickings or anything. Sorry, the glitter is getting on my nose, but anyhow, let's continue. The voltage display allow you can check out how low your voltage will go, and do not let it go under 12 volts. Then the clipping light, do not let it shine. And the remote control is connected with simple RG11 phone cord. Simple as that. Then let's go forward. We have bass boost around here. Bass boost from 0 to 9 dBs, do not use it. I do not recommend to use it. Subsonic from 15 to 35 Hz. This amplifier will cut down the frequencies under the 15 volts by itself. Then we have a low pass filter of a, oh, where is it? Somewhere here, of 35 to 270 Hz. Maybe you can use this amplifier as a mid-range amplifier also. Then the input selection of normal, master and slave, and then power or protection LED here, and the master output and slave input. On the other side, on this side, as you can see, we have a power terminals of 50mm or 0 gauge. Now, oh, the glitter is just getting everywhere now. Oh my. It is 12.7mm, so a little bit less than 13mm. That indicates that it is a real 50mm or 0 gauge terminal. And the remote terminal is 5mm or 6mm, and these are also around that same 5 to 6 millimeters. Yes, they are connected with Philips head 2, and as this has 2 plus and 2 minus in here, it is not a dual channel amplifier, it is single monoblock, D monoblock amplifier. It just have external outputs for a multiple of speakers to connect into. So you can like put two speakers in here, one in one plus minus and one in another plus minus. Simple and easy as that. And then we will be checking out the pricing of this amplifier. Click there and we have 399 euros for this amplifier, which is dirt cheap. I think this is now probably the cheapest 3000 watt amplifier there is around, with a clip and voltage display on the remote controller. Really nice feature. Now it outputs in here the same that was on the box. It goes from 8 Hz to 270 Hz. Actually, in the Finnish video I did not mention that, so this can go under 15 Hz down to 8 Hz. That's actually quite nice. But anyhow, I've tested this. I've tested the prototype of this, not this one particular, but the prototype of this amplifier. And as this has this small power input side, only 2 big toroids here, but it can take up to 650 amps. This amplifier can take over 600 amp inside, and actually I managed to get out 5700 watts from this amplifier. The amplifier was fully in distortion, of course, but in zero distortion, in pure sine wave output, I got around 3100, 3200 watts. So it's a little bit over 3000 watts. It's not much, but it's little. And then I got it around 75% of efficiency. So if you're using, like you should be, check the manual and check in here that you need to use fuse somewhere in this section here. You need to use fuse on the plus terminal, and on this side, as you can see somewhere in here, we have maximum of fuse up to 250 amps. So if you're using like you should use a 250 amp fuse in here, you will not blow the power section of this amplifier. The reason I tested it with 650 amps, I wanted to check what will blow if you go in full retard mode and put everything to the max and test it out. And then it output much, but it blew one of the MOSFETs here in power side. And I actually checked it out, and it was a different batch of the others. It has 4 banks of 5 MOSFETs, 5, 5, 5, 5, total of 20 MOSFETs on the power side. And one of those MOSFETs blew. Now we tested it in 0.25 ohms. It did in our Project Zero 155 decibels. And I tested it in 0.5 ohms. I managed to get out 5700 watts. I tested it in 1.1 ohms. It outputs 4700 watts, and in undistorted it outputs 3100, 3200 watts. Now actually this amplifier has been tested with big DVs, a similar type of board in here with a Steve Mead AD1. The More Engineering has made this amplifier dyno test, and it outputs over 7000 watts in 0.5 ohms. It drew over 600 amps, but it can output in burst mode over 7000 watts. And it still is a 399 euro amplifier. So it is really cheap to have a good 3000 watt amplifier. It has clipping light and voltage on the remote controller, and it can, in full retard mode, it can output over 7000 watts. Really, really impressive. Now back in business here. As we can see, we have two toroids here. They are glued on the top and glued on the bottom. It has speakers, wires here that are protected from heat because the power side can be very hot. It is nice feature here, but I should recommend changing this to black one because it looks just better. Because this amplifier also has a black board. Now that is a bit expensive for the normal boards. It is quite good looking black board. Not much of a difference in pricing, but it looks hell of a better when in black. Also something to notice that the signal side card here and the driver for the power side, both of these cards are soldered in. They are not replaceable, but if some component blew in here, you can actually see the notes, see the numbers and everything on top of these. They are not grinded out, so this is a really good thing. When the amplifier goes when the amplifier is very old and it does not any have warranty anymore, you can actually fix these. And that's a really nice feature of not having these numbers and anything sanded out. Now the signal side is okay. It uses a SMD components on the drivers here, and most of these are, I think they are soldered through. Some of SMD components still in here. Nice brass plated bars here, not relying on the copper on the board, just making a good big boss bars here. Everything looks nice, everything looks like it should be. Nothing really extra inside here, nothing bad inside here. It outputs what it tells. It's a 3000 watt amplifier, it outputs 3000 watts, in not in distortion, and it has a voltage and clipping light. A 5 out of 5. I've used this for a year now, the prototype one, and I will be replacing it with this one. And I will be actually using two of these amplifiers, the prototype and this one all together, to take out that 6000 watts for my two 15-inch subwoofers. Now, what do you think about this amplifier? If the chat here, I'm actually live making this in live, as it's a Christmas special here, and I'm having a lot of glitter on my beard, as you can see. Hopefully the glitter is not too much inside here. If the chat has anything to say, there has been some of talking here, but I think that they are just discussing with each others here as yes. Okay, so that's a good thing. This amplifier is good. I recommend this amplifier, especially when it's priced at the cheapest of the 3000 watt amplifiers. Now if you know a cheaper amplifier that can output the 3000 watts, please leave a comment, put a link in this, not in description, but put link in comment section. I will be checking that out. I think this is the cheapest amplifier there is around that can output the 3000 watts and still has clipping and voltage in here. Clipping prevents you to destroy your speakers. Voltage in here prevents you to destroying this amplifier when you are using the 250 amp fuse on the power side here. Now, like if you like this, like if you dislike, leave a comment what kind of amplifier or subwoofer I will be unboxing next. Leave a comment. I will be trying to take every item you tell to me that in a review of some sort. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video, and bye bye.